So here you go, guys, on YouTube. Here's a video today of Ian, who's travelled all the way from Yorkshire to come and see me today, and here's a quick video of his improvement. We made some great improvements today for the quality of his strike. Ian currently plays off 18, but kind of probably should be playing more to a 14 handicapper from the scores that he's been producing recently, but really struggles from 130, 140 yards out, so he can't hit his 6-iron, his 7-iron, and obviously nothing beyond that. So we've come to address that today, and we've made some massive changes to the quality of strike that Ian's getting on the golf ball now after we've made these changes. So we've got on screen at the moment a before and after. This is with a 6-iron. So what we see at the before, this is on the left hand side here, and I've got my famous wall drill here on the left side. I'll talk you through what we did on this in a minute. But if we look at setup, there's a couple of things that we'd like to just tweak. The first off, the inside of the feet is very narrow. So first, the hard thing for Ian here is that he can't really hold his balance, and he ends up going in his backswing very much to the right side, so a big lateral shift. You can see this big movement here to the right. A lot of that is because his base just is not wide enough to support his frame. So you can see here how much he's moved away from this kind of line here on the side. So straight away, his centre of gravity and his bottom of his golf swing is going to be here now, which makes it very difficult for him to get a consistent strike, certainly on the long irons. So as Ian comes back into the shot, he'd have to slide back into that line, so it's just too much sliding and movement and everything else. You can see here how his head is so far behind the golf ball at the moment of impact, so you can see that big movement there as he's hitting. Now on occasions he can hit some great golf shots, but it's the quality and the consistency of strike that he really struggles with. Also the height, tends to hit the ball very, very low. So what we've come to do today, also if I just play that through to the finish position on this left hand side, would finish with very low hands and kind of would wrap the club around his neck a little bit too much. So what we've addressed first is the width of stance. We went straight into widening the stance, getting the inside of his feet more in line with the outside of his shoulders, which gave him a better support system to support his frame, certainly his upper body. In the backswing then, this talked about this kind of famous wall drill and trying to stay close to that line, so the head didn't move laterally to the side. Now just watch this improvement. Look how little the body moves in the backswing now. So his centre of gravity stays much more towards over the top of the golf ball. Now this isn't stack and tilt, and it's not reverse pivot, and it's nothing like that. This is helping Ian stay much more over the ball as he comes into hit. So when he came back into hit then, his body was much more over the contact point. So you can see here his head and his body is much more over the contact point, and his consistency of strike was happening beyond the golf ball a lot better that way. Then we talked about hitting the ball a bit higher, finishing with really high controlled finish hands, so getting the hands really high in his finish position. If you are out there looking to hit the ball higher, that's quite a simple drill to do anyway, trying to finish with the high hands. That tends to increase the ball flight because you hit the ball slightly more on the upward climb when you come into hit. So we've worked on getting the hands to finish nice and high, and the difference in height was unbelievable. We made some great improvements to the height of the golf shot. This is after on the right hand side, staying close to that brick wall, reducing that shoulder turn in the backswing, finishing with high hands. And this is a 6-iron, and he was just nutting it. He was hitting it really nicely on a very consistent basis as well, where before he would struggle to get that consistency level. Now he started to really get the consistency up. This was one of his earlier shots with a 6-iron. Let me pull this one in. The ball would come out much lower in ball flight, and it just wasn't as consistent, the shots. So guys, that was today Ian improving his longer stuff, improving his long irons, getting him hitting the ball a lot higher, a lot better consistency just by working on not as much lateral sliding, and hopefully Ian now will head back to Yorkshire and hit the ball much better. Guys, if you've enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. Please do comment below. I'd love to hear what you think about that video, and please do subscribe to the channel. The more subscribers I get, the more videos I shall do. Thanks very much for watching.